Welcome back to the series where I share my insights on the book that I have read. I am telling you, purchase this book because this book is a masterclass on the lessons that we need in life. This book teaches you stuff that no school teaches you. And those lessons are really important to learn early on in life and from other people's mistakes so you do not end up making the same mistakes again. Saying that, today we'll be talking about co-founding, compounding, which is the chapter 4 of Psychology of the Money by Mr. Morgan Housel. Let me start with this. As I have read this chapter, it has shifted the way I think about money, time, and success. Now let's talk about the details. The lesson 1 that I took from this chapter is that the power of compounding. Before I even started this chapter, I did not know what compounding is. Now that I have done research on it, and now that I have read the chapter, I have gotten a better understanding of what compounding is. And the crazy part is that Morgan mentions in his book that a lot of people do not understand compounding because it is intuitive. He says, compounding is not intuitive, so it gets overlooked. We are told by the world that big results come from big actions. But when you're talking about compounding, it is sneaky because it starts slowly and steadily and suddenly it explodes, and that is what is magical. But it is very difficult for a lot of people to comprehend it and stick by it. And the people who do stick by it are people with patience. Like he gives an example of Warren Buffett. That brings me to lesson 2. Warren Buffett. Why is he so crazy rich from investing? Why is Buffett rich? As you all know about the crazy investments that Mr. Buffett has made. And you know that he started investing at a very young age of 10. And in the book, Mr. Morgan tells us about Mr. Buffett's net worth. At that time when he wrote the book, Mr. Buffett's net worth was 84 billion US dollars. But out of that 84 billion, 81.5 billion came to Mr. Buffett after his 65th birthday. Mr. Buffett started investing at the age of 10, and now he's 90 plus. He is still investing. You need to understand Mr. Buffett's strategies, which Morgan says his skill is investing, but his secret is time. Think of that line and let that sink in. And when you see an example like Mr. Buffett, you need to know that not only that he is patient, he is consistent for the past 80 plus years of his life. And when Morgan says this, it is not how smart you are, it's how long you stay in the game. Money is a game. With that, it brings me to the next key lesson, which is time equals brilliance. We love shortcuts. We want shortcuts to be rich. We want shortcuts to be popular. We want shortcuts throughout our life because we want quick wins. But when you're learning about compounding, it teaches you that slow and steady is the ultimate flex. Have you heard about the story of the turtle and the rabbit? This compounding is that. And then Mr. Morgan says, good investing is not necessarily about making good decisions. It is about consistently not screwing up. You have to understand this. The people with the biggest IQ do not have the biggest amount of money. The rich stay rich because they have understand how to stay in the game long enough for them to become even more richer. And they do that by evading taxes, staying very patient and consistent, as well as letting time do its work. All the heavy lifting is done by the clock. Once you have understand this, you will know the importance of next lesson, which is small wins equals bigger legacy. A few small wins can make a very big win look nothing if you compare them, because small win will have a lower amount of risk and bigger wins will have a higher amount of risk. Here I am telling you about dollar cost averaging to buy a stock or a crypto. My personal experience when I learned about dollar cost averaging and started to buy crypto or stock, I have learned that doing a dollar cost averaging, I end up having more than if I put 10,000 at one time. And trust me, this was not easy for me to comprehend because I was shocked when I saw this in reality. And this is what compounding teaches us. First, you do not need to double your money overnight. And also, you do not need to beat the market. You need to start early, stay consistent, and avoid the blow-ups. Small wins with time will add up being a bigger win altogether. And Mr. Housel says in his book, people ignore the truth because it is not very appealing to their ears. It does not go viral, but it does work. And when Mr. Housel says that staying in the game long enough brings me to the next key lesson, which is lesson number 5, stay in the game. The main idea of this chapter will be summarized in one line. The strongest force in finance is time and patience and not brilliance. You don't need to be the next Mr. Buffett. You just need to start. You need to start early. You need to stay consistent and avoid the blow-ups and never ever quit. Compounding is like planting a tree. For the first few couple of days, you will not see anything. And literally after a little amount of time, boom, you will be sitting in a shadow of a tree. That is compounding for us. And trust me, this chapter has given me so much knowledge on the difference between small wins, big wins, patience, consistency. It is such an important chapter, yet it is too short, but very easy to understand. And we people can't comprehend to it because it does not appeal to us. It does not go viral, but it does work. And saying that, if you used to think that small wins or slow growth does not matter, this video should be a reminder to you. Give time to yourself, stay consistent with it, and never quit. And just do the work. And I will be seeing you in the next video where I will be talking about the next chapter, and it is so amazing. The sound of it is getting wealthy and staying wealthy. What are the differences? We'll be talking about them in the next video.